let's start off with the writer strike and the actor strike, because I want to talk about this. So we have an article here from Bounding, good old Bounding into Comics, and apparently SAG after strike is costing Hollywood studios about $600,000
Oh.
per week. Per week. Now we know that this is going to be a pretty big deal, because at first a lot of people didn't realize that the writer strike and the actor strike, well, fuck the actors, they're just doing it for fake solidarity. But like the writer strike, we didn't realize that they were going to affect what's going on so much. But then when I started to see certain shows get either delayed or some shows get downright canceled, I started to realize, like, wow, this is actually going to be a big thing. And I know Coach was saying before how this is actually going to affect Hollywood as a whole, and Wyatt was saying it as well when he was here. So, I mean, what do you guys think about this, though? What do you think do you think this is going to end anytime soon? That's really like the main question I have, because I can't really get like a solid answer from anybody. Do you think this is going to end anytime soon?
Math, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm done.
When you do the math, Disney is actually making a net positive with this, because 600,000 a week, that's about not quite, or a little over 2 million a month. Disney lost 900 million last year. They're only losing a couple million a month doing it like this. That's what, 24 million in a year. That's not even a tenth of what they lost in an entire year. So Disney's actually like, yeah, this strike, this is great.
Do you think that they're using this as an opportunity to get rid of certain
well, for sure.
I want to say like certain employees of certain TV shows that they didn't necessarily want to support in the first place?
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of different reasons. Generally speaking, I think this is more of a test. Obviously, they do want to get rid of some people that are expendable, but also I think they want to see really how much do these actors, going on these shows, promoting these movies. I think they're going to take into account like how effective their side of the bargain with marketing is. So if push comes to shove, like it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. Who knows what's going to happen in regards to the future with promotion and all that. I feel like they're testing a lot of waters right now. And when I see $600,000 per week, I'm not really wowed by that. As crazy as that is to say, like I don't think that is an immense amount of money in comparison to how much Disney seems to be willing to lose every time they drop a piece of shit film. So,
I just want to say that, I mean, when you look at these writers, I think they're fucking delusional. No more delusional than that purple-haired moron who complained about only getting a $300 residual check for a She-Hulk. I'm like, dude, are you some fucking moron? The show was garbage, and you're complaining about not like how quickly when a show is doing well, how quickly do we see it's getting a sequel? It's getting another season. I mean, they'd be excited to announce this stuff. She-Hulk didn't even get a whisper. Like the actors were like, well, we might get it. No, bitch, you're not getting shit. So for you to be talking about a $300 residual check, I would have took a check from you if I was Disney. I would have been like, bitch, you owe me for that garbage you put out. So I think they're absolutely trying to purge themselves. Now, is it purging of the woke stuff, or is it just purging of just certain writers? And I don't know,
I think Bob Iger seems like can be a good writer. To be fair, Christopher Nolan's woke, but Oppenheimer didn't have any politics in it. Like you can, it's the people who can't separate them that's the problem.
You can be woke. You can be woke and still make stuff that's good. Just shut the fuck up.
Yes,
that's all you gotta shut the fuck up.
I think this is gonna last for a while, guys. I think the strike is gonna last for a while. Why? Because I believe it's a false. It's all pretentious. And they knew it exactly what they were heading into, the whole studio networks. I think they're already they already are planning the future with a lot of workforce that is outsourced or straight out fired. They are planning the future already with way less employees, with way less facilities. And I think everything that is happening now is just playing into their cards. They don't want actors anymore to fly all over the world first class and promote movies because it costs a lot of money. They don't need it, right? They have everything now incorporated in streams. They have everything incorporated in some dubious deals on DVDs and home theaters and all that. So first of all, they don't want actors to kind of travel around. They don't want, and remember this, I mean, just to kind of, make this point, Jet Li was, when they shot Matrix Reloaded, Jet Li refused to play any part in that movie because they offered him, to play, in the movie, but then they wanted all of his digital capturing, all of his images, all of his moves to be part of an eternal archive, for which they don't deem it necessary. They don't deem it necessary to pay any royalties to Jet Li for his moves that he kind of, rehearsed throughout his life. And so actors knew, like already 10, 15 years ago, where this was about to go. That everything is kind of, captured digitally, put into an archive, and every time you open up the drawer, whenever you need to place that face on top of a CGI generated body or computer generated body. And they didn't say anything because they were making good money out of it. The writers didn't say anything 10, 15 years ago when the whole de-aging started, because this is beautiful, because now we get, to kind of reboot all the shows. We don't need to write that much. We just kind of rehash our old tropes and put it into this new show and then kind of insert some political agenda. So everybody was okay. And now finally they're seeing what the studios were planning 15, 20 years ago. So I believe the studios are going to sit this out. They lose less money during the strike than promoting a movie that is going to flop. And they're going to sit this out till they have all the sheep scattered to their will, and then they're going to butcher them for the next couple of years. And what they do is pretty obvious. Insert AI. Actually, I did a video about this, but I'm setting up my new camera and all my new audio. It's gonna come out, next week, because I have to reshoot everything where I've explained this whole dynamic.
Is it gonna be another shirtless video? Because I'm just saying that was pretty nice.
That was true. That was true, man. I couldn't stand that movie so hard. I mean, I couldn't sleep, so I just kind of rolled out of bed and said, I have to get this out of my system.
Did it overheat you with anger so much that you have to take off your shirt?
No.
Like, bro.
Coach went to Miami and became a thought on Instagram. Like,
exactly. Remember when he came
shirtless in every picture now.
Like, man,
it's Miami. It's so
pounding his girlfriend. I mean, you can't put a shirt on.
Well, it's his wife. He is married.
Like, people sitting in the cafe or in a restaurant don't wear shirts because it's so damn hot.
But to piggyback what I think what Atreus said, I forgot who said it, but the one and only way we know that a show is good, in terms of a grand scale of things, it's not when they tell us it's good, but the only way you know it's good is when that particular studio, whoever made that show, actually releases viewership numbers. If they release viewership numbers, then that means it's actually probably a good show, because they were confident enough to talk about their numbers. Otherwise, they never talk about their numbers ever. True. Like, look what happened at The Last of Us. The Last of Us was telling you about their numbers for the first 3-4 episodes, and the moment after the gay episode came out, it disappeared. They stopped talking about their numbers. They don't want to talk about it anymore. Why? You know what I'm saying? She-Hulk never talked about their numbers. Who else? Rings of Power, after the first episode, never talked about their numbers. They never will. But if they do, then chances are they did actually get a lot of viewership. You
also know the show is good if it's got water cooler talk. If you're just hanging out at work with people and they're talking about Stranger Things or whatever, real world, non-Twitter talk about a TV show is how you know if a show is good.
Yeah, true. Absolutely. If you hear it on the bus, if you hear it somewhere like in a cafe, people just randomly talking about it, then okay, it's spreading the word because it's usually good. If that doesn't happen, it's
we used to bring it up a lot in older streams, and it was terrible because we do it every stream, but we would always talk about how back when Breaking Bad was in its prime, everybody and their mother was talking about it. At least anybody. I would literally walk around and hear people talking about that particular show. I cannot for the life of me till this day remember anybody that spoke about Rings of Power outside of YouTube. There's not a single person that ever spoke about it. Nobody spoke about She-Hulk. Nobody spoke about any of this shit. I think maybe one person I know. Maybe. I'm trying to think back. I think it did happen. One person I know spoke about Loki, season 1. That's it. That's it. That's the only one.
You know what? I think I met one person.
Why is Atreus fingering his head? What are you doing? What is going on?
Hey, yo.
I am seeing things that no one publicly is seeing.
Atreus, Melanie, I think Atreus wants you to speak.
Hey, I mean, the thing is, just kind of piggybacking off of what you said earlier, like when you have nobody talking about these shows or movies or whatever, except just to dunk on them, that's really telling. And honestly, I think a lot of us content creators who are dunking on like Rings of Power, She-Hulk, even Velma, we probably helped them get viewership, if anything. And even then it wasn't that good. So, I mean, I feel like these writers just have their heads so far up their butts right now, and they think that they're offering a lot more quality than they actually are. They're all replaceable, and this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, to me, the most entertaining thing of modern day entertainment is watching people shit on what is supposed to be the entertainment. That's the most entertaining thing I see out here, unless I'm watching something from 10, 15, 20 plus years ago. That's what I go to more than anything else. And secretly, Atreus is hiding a bonus hole underneath that hat. So.
You're blushing, Atreus.
This comes from the person who literally had her mic stuck in her bonus hole about 2 shows ago. Please.
Whoa!
Hey,
What? Wait, where the hell did that?